All right, I'm going to say shalom. Thank the Most High for the Sabbath. I'm going to get into uh, an inquiry that a person wanted me to deal with. My thoughts on about the city of Mecca being Babylon, and that's incorrect. The reason why it's incorrect based on scripture is there's no actual scriptures that point to that particular region or that area being Babylon. They're saying, ancient Iraq used to be Babylon, but they fell. So that's not the actual Babylon today. All right. Based on my history, I can only direct this based on how to identify what people are who, because if you notice in scripture, it's a little tough to try to look at, read the scriptures under these different names that we have today to try to identify the ethnicity or, the nationalities. The Most High didn't want us to strive in genealogies. So we have to be careful on how we present ourselves. Like when I say that I'm from the tribe of Judah, from the seed of Abraham, that's true based on the curses that my foreparents went through. I'm over here in America against my will, and I don't know how I got here and if I try to call some people in, Africa today, or if I'm from Africa or from the seed of Ham, I should have some family members somewhere in Africa. I don't get no mail, no, I know a few of them have seen my videos. So we are scattered throughout the four corners of the earth, the Hebrew people. So I just have to answer that question in on that path, in that lane. So what I'm going to show first is the understanding of Mecca itself. In the Bible, the spiritual behavior of Mecca links to slaughter. If you notice, that's what goes on in that area. Slaughtering, calamity, pestilence in that area. Mecca is spelled Mecca, of course, but when you look Mecca up in the dictionary, the way you translate the English is Makkah, is Makkah. That is Hebrew. It's between what we call Aramaic, but it's almost, I would say, is Arabic. Is Makkah, is Hebrew number 4347, which means slaughter. So that's the understanding. I have a video on this. I did about 2 years ago. But is that area Babylon? And I'm going to get into some information how we're going to find out where America is. I mean, where I didn't put it out there, where Babylon is. Let's go to Psalms chapter 137. Psalms chapter 137. Excuse me here. I know this is pretty ghetto, but I don't care. All right. Psalms 137. Hopefully I don't take up too much of you all's time. Psalms 137 says, by the rivers of Babylon, there we sat down. So I want people to understand that there were some people that was on the rivers and they sat down. You can't sit on a river, so they had to come to a shore, a seashore from somewhere else. All right. Remember, I'm saying I'm going by how I understand that I'm Hebrew. By the rivers of Babylon, there we sat down, yea, we wept when we remembered Zion. So the children of Israel, written in Psalms right here, David is singing this, how he will understand how our people was going to fall and be taken out of their land. This was already prophesied to happen. We will be scattered throughout the four corners. But we're going somewhere here. This place, we're in a boat. We're remembering Zion. At this time, we understood who we were. We hung our harps upon the willows. Red bulb. Where do willow trees grow predominantly? in the northern hemisphere of America. That's just one spot. That's where Judah is. So David is from the tribe of Judah. Kingships. We hung our harps upon the willows in the midst thereof. So in the midst of the area where the ship stopped, they had time to, they had to, they seen these trees. So that's why you notice, they call the willow tree the weeping willow. All right. And it says, we hung our harps upon the willows in the midst thereof, for there they that carried us away captive. So we were carried away captive. They carried us somewhere to a land, right? Carried away captive. They abducted us and carried us away, and they that wasted us, threw us over. Let's look at what happened during slavery time. Some of the slaves that died off on their way from Africa. That's because at first we started in Jerusalem. Then we were running from Roman persecution. So we ran into the Atlas Mountains in Africa, migrated towards West and South Africa, right? And they that wasted us required of us mirth and saying, sing us one of those songs of Zion. How shall we sing the Lord's song in a strange land? This is what we ask. How can we sing the Lord's song in this strange land? We don't know what is this place here. If I forget thee, O Jerusalem, let my right hand forget her cunning. If I do not remember thee, let my tongue cleave to the roof of my mouth. So this is what David is saying. He's like, look, if I forget anything about my hometown, my homeland, I'd rather not say anything. Let my tongue cleave to the roof, which means stick to the top of my mouth. I'm not saying nothing. If I prefer not Jerusalem above my chief joy. Some people say, I don't want to go to Israel. I don't want to go there. It's too much wars. Of course, you can't go there now. But you need to have your mindset to that place, because that's the Holy Land. It's not a coincidence that you have all your wars in the Middle East in that area. Remember, O Lord, the children of Edom. Remember. When it says, O Lord, the reason why David said, remember, O Lord, of course, the Most High don't forget nothing. But what he do is take his spirit and put it into other generations. So that's what David is saying. Remember to please put this spirit of me in these other nations. In my generations to come. Remember, O Lord, the children of Edom in the day of Jerusalem. And it's talking about in the day of Jerusalem, when they sacked Jerusalem in 70 AD, when we were running from Roman persecution. You can read that in Luke chapter 21, verse 21. All right. Who said, raise it, raise it. So what they did, they came in, you had Romans coming into the land, talking about raise it, marching. That's why it says even to the foundation thereof, even into the foundation. They got there in Masada, they built a trench, they sucked us dry. We starved because they barricaded us. We couldn't move out of the areas to eat. O daughter, verse 8, it says, O daughter of Babylon, who art to be destroyed. You notice it says, O daughter of Babylon. So you know it's not talking about ancient Babylon, because at this time, ancient Babylon has already fell. O daughter of Babylon, who art to be destroyed, happy shall he be that rewardeth thee as thou hast served us. Happy shall he be that taketh and dashes thy little ones against the stones. So they're happy. They smile in your face. They know this history. They be hey, how you doing? You okay today? How's your weekend going? Yeah, whatever. They'll smile. They took you down. I got all your riches. All right, so I wanted to read that so we understand that this particular place here is talking about a particular place. America is Babylon. We were taken from Africa. We wasn't even supposed to be. We was drugged. We had to uh, flee into the wilderness in Africa. Actually, not even the wilderness, the mountains. We fled into the mountains to Africa from Jerusalem. Then the Hamitic people, the seed of Ham, sold us to the Americas. That's why when you hear in slavery time, black people sold black people, yeah, but they were different black people. See, Ham's definition under the Zondervan dictionary is he was the progenitor of the darker race. But Shem is dusky. We are dusky, dark, brown. A lot of us can get black as ever. But Ham is the progenitor of the dark race. So some people, that's why Moses was able to hide amongst the Hametics or the African people. They're the ones that's really African because they were taken down. The Hamitic people were taken down by Europeans, which was named Africana. Every place they go, they take down, they name the countries after themselves. All right, so let's go to how I want to do this so I can make this video a little shorter. I'm gonna go to Jeremiah. I'm gonna do it. Let's go to Jeremiah chapter 51. Jeremiah chapter 51, verse 1. Jeremiah chapter 51, verse 1, and it says, give me a minute here. And it says, thus saith the Lord, behold, I will raise up against Babylon and against them that dwell in the midst of them that rise up against me a destroying wind. So we understand in Revelations chapter 7, when it speaks about when the 12,000 men of each tribe are sealed, then the Most High will allow those winds to come against Babylon. All right. Verse 2 says, and will send unto Babylon fanners that shall fan her. So this is actually talking about it's going to start wars. The Most High will send people that will come against America. All right. And shall empty her land. For in the day of trouble they shall be against her around about. So let me go back when it says fanning. Like if you take a fire if you want to put out if you want to make a fire big and there's things that's flammable around it, all you got to do is wave your hand or just blow it, and then to make the fire big. That's how you start a fire. You take two sticks together, make friction in between. That's what's going to happen. You're going to have small little wars with two leaders come. They may get into a spat. America may have friction with another country. So eventually you keep rubbing those two countries the wrong way, then people are going to instigate the war. That's what a fanner is. That's what the scripture is talking about. It says, and will send unto Babylon fanners, verse 2, fanners that shall fan her and shall empty her land. For in the day of trouble they shall be against her round about. And against him that bendeth, let the archers bend his bow. And against him that lifteth himself up in his brigandine, and spare ye not her young men. Destroy ye utterly all her hosts. Thus the slain shall fall in the land of the Chaldeans. This is the Chaldeans. This is a magician. They deal with all type of witchcraft. That's what they represent. That's what it's talking about. Chaldeans is a magician. It's just straight witchcraft, soothsayers and all that, and enchanters and astrology all over the place. And they that are thrust through in her streets, for Israel have not been forsaken, nor Judah of his God. So when it says Israel and Judah, it's talking about the two witnesses. Israel is the northern kingdom. They make up the northern kingdom. Judah, Benjamin, and Levi is the southern kingdom. All right. Nor Judah of his God, of the Lord of hosts, through their land, was filled with sin against the Holy One of Israel. All right. Flee out of the midst of Babylon. So that's why a lot of our people understand that we need to get out of America. If you can, you're better off. If you can't, which I don't believe in the word can't, but if it's certain things that's trying to hold you back based on, maybe some bills, or you got outstanding certain things, then the Most High understand. All right. That's why it says, flee out of the midst of Babylon and deliver every man his soul. Be not cut off in her iniquity, for this is the time of the Lord's vengeance. He will render unto her a recompense. Babylon hath been a golden cup in the Lord's hand, that made all the earth drunken. The nations have drunken of her wine. Therefore the nations are mad, which means they're going crazy. That this is symbology too when it comes down to the Statue of Liberty. When you look at America, when you look at the Statue of Liberty, where it is in the Ellis Islands in New York, you'll notice that she has a golden cup in her hand, right in the middle of the water. See, they know that water represents people, and then she got 7 points on her crown, which is pointing to 7 continents. That's what that represents. All right. Verse 8, and it says, Babylon is suddenly fallen and destroyed. Howl for her, take balm for her pain. If so be she may be healed. We would have healed Babylon, but she is not healed. Forsake her. So people are just talking about, hey, we need to pray for America, pray for. No, it's already preordained for her to fall. If the Most High, ordain a person to cut down a tree, and it's falling, you don't pray, hey God, stop it from falling. No, he's already ordained this. He's already put this into momentum. Forsake her and let us go everyone into his own country. This is talking about the other nations that believe in Christ as well. Get out of here. In their own country. For her judgment reacheth unto heaven, and is lift up even to the skies. The Lord hath brought forth our righteousness. Come and let us declare in Zion the works of the Lord our God. Make bright the arrows, gather the shields. The Lord have raised up the spirit of the kings of the Iranians. If you look up the word Medes, it's talking about the Persians. They got different names now, of course. During ancient times, they were Medes. Then a little more time went on, Persians. Time went on, Iranians. Okay, that's who they are. These are the sons of Japheth, Shem, Ham, and Japheth. These are the 3 sons that run everything. That will not run everything, but they're the 3 sons that's still on the earth today. We are Shemitic. If you are from Abraham's seed, you're Shemitic. If you're a white, so-called white man, or a Middle Eastern over there, like you have Arabs, they're Shemitic. Pakistanians, Shemitic. Jordanians, Shemitic. All right. Kings of the Medes, for his device is against Babylon to destroy it, because it is the vengeance of the Lord, the vengeance of his temple. Set up the standard upon the walls of Babylon. Make the watch strong. Set up the watchmen, prepare the ambushes, for the Lord hath both devised and done that which he spake against the inhabitants of Babylon. O thou that dwelleth upon many waters, abundant in treasure. That's why she says, the Most High says she's dwelling upon many waters in treasures. Thine end is come in the measure of thy covetousness. So she deal with a lot of covetousness, because that's the way she gets over. And I'm going to show you in Revelation 17 how this links to Psalms chapter 83, because they all came in to conspire against us as people. But what America did was undercut all the other countries. So they're angry and they're mad now. They came together to get rich off our labor. So now, since they got rich, they're supposed to get more rich, but they didn't. All America and the northern, and you have Israel, the so-called fake people over there. undercut all the other nations. And I'll show you what I'm talking about. Let's go to, matter of fact, I'm gonna do it now. Let's go to Revelations chapter 17. Revelation 17, started the first verse. And there came one of the seven angels which had the seven vials, and talked with me, saying unto me, Come hither, I will show unto thee the judgment of the great whore that sitteth upon many waters. Now, at this point, you understand that the Most High is calling her a whore. What do you do with a whore? You don't take a whore home with you. If you do what you got to do with the whore, and you send her behind her, you go about your way. Okay, so this is what she is. All the nations have drunken her wrath. All right. With whom the kings of the earth have committed fornication, and the inhabitants of the earth have been made drunk with the wine of her fornication. So it's talking about kings of the earth did deals with America to do this, to come to do business, have summit meetings and all that. Come together. That's why you see America, all these, they come, men with power, they come together and have all these meetings, sanctions and all that. Okay, we better put this together. Then it says, verse 3, So he carried me away in the spirit into the wilderness, and I saw a woman sit upon scarlet colored beasts, full of names of blasphemy, having 7 heads and 10 horns. Now, we're going to understand that symbology represents the Statue of Liberty. She got 7 points. Then she got, on her platform she sits on, the Statue of Liberty, got 10 points on it. That's not a coincidence. They do everything. They do everything symbolically when it comes down to America and the ones that the elites that run the world under your Masons. The Masons are people that deal with the architectural part of what they need to portray to the public in a subliminal way. Verse 4, And the woman was arrayed in purple and scarlet color, and decked with gold and precious stones and pearls, having a golden cup in her hand, full of abomination and filthiness of her fornication. It's not a coincidence when you look at the Statue of Liberty, when you look at her from afar. Remember, he was in a vision. John was having this deep vision, and this was revealed to him. That's why it's called Revelations. That fire that sticks out of the cup looks like a golden cup to John. Verse 5, And upon her forehead was a name written, Mystery Babylon the Great, the mother of harlots and abomination of the earth. Now I'm going to tell you what this represents. Right here, they injected this capitalized title. So that's why it says Mystery Babylon. They don't want you to really know. Satan like to have fun with people, okay? And the Most High allows Satan to do this so we can study, research. Mystery Babylon the Great, the mother of harlots and abomination of the earth. Now, people will say, yeah, it's talking about the Roman Catholics. Nah, the Roman Catholics, they don't have nothing to do with this part right here. Now, they are set up for the spiritual damage based on Christianity and things of that nature, yes. But this is a physical place that we're talking about. Verse 6 says, And I saw the woman drunken with the blood of the saints and with the blood of the martyrs of Christ. And when I saw her, I wondered with great admiration. And the angel said unto me, Wherefore didst thou marvel? I will tell thee the mystery of the woman and of the beast that carrieth her, which hath the 7 heads and 10 horns. The beast that thou sawest was, and it's talking about was. Then it says, the beast that thou sawest was, and is, and not, and shall, excuse me, let me read that again. The beast that thou sawest was, and is, not, and shall ascend out of the bottomless pit. So when it says the beast that thou sawest was, it's talking about ancient Babylon. And is not. So at this point, the daughter of Babylon wasn't created yet. And shall ascend out of the bottomless pit. Excuse me, let me make sure this thing is working right. out of the bottomless pit. So eventually, what's going to come out of the bottomless pit is Satan's spirit to come and create another type of Babylonian type construct. All right, bottomless pit, and go into perdition, and they that dwell on the earth shall wonder whose names were not written in the book of life from the foundation of the world, when they behold the beast that was. Okay, was ancient Babylon, and is not at this time when he was writing this, and yet is. So now it is. We're looking at it. Your America. Then it says, and here is the mind which has wisdom. The 7 heads are 7 mountains on which the woman sitteth. So some people say this is the 7 mountains of Rome. I have to differ with that. You have 7 continents. Remember, America do commerce and business with all nations everywhere. So it's talking about this is nationwide. Okay. Verse 10. And there are 7 kings, 5 are fallen. So let me get this for you. Let me mark my spot here. 5 are fallen. Persia. Okay. Greece fell. Rome fell. Sodom and Gomorrah. 5 are fallen. And Babylon. Ancient Babylon. 5 are fallen. And 1 is. Ooh, 1. What is this 1? America. And the others is not yet. And the other is not yet come. And when he cometh, he must continue a short space. So now, when he cometh, he shall continue a short space. When it says 1 is, it is actually talking about the actual blueprint of the spirit that will show the evil power that will be in the beast. And he must continue a short space. So this country hasn't been here that long. And the beast was, and the beast that was and is not, even he is the 8th, and is of the 7. So he come from ancient Babylon, of course, and goeth into perdition. And the 10 horns which thou sawest are 10 kings. Now these are the 10 kings that the 10 kings. Now you got more than just 20 countries that don't like America. I mean, more than 20 countries that don't like America. But I'm going to mention some of these countries that do not like America. You got the Germans. People say, oh, well, Germans and white people the same. Nah, they came against, see, you don't understand. America come against their own. They think they're the stuff now. They got it like that. So they came against some of the other Europeans. That's why they're going to take them down too. They're boasting. So you got the Germans, Greece, Russia. They don't deal with us. People say, oh, well, some people believe that they're one and the same. They're going to come against this place. Russia, North Korea, South Korea. You got the Palestinians, the Egyptians. They came. These are all the places that don't like America. The Palestinians, the Egyptians, the Pakistanians, the Vietnamese people, Vietnam, and the Jordanians. Those are just the 10 for right now. 10 kings which have received no kingdom as yet. There's no kingdom. They don't have any kingdom. These are places that just don't have all the power. Kingdom as yet, but receive power as kings 1 hour with the beast. So 1 hour with the beast, yeah, you'll have just for a short time they have power when they doing business with her. These have one mind and shall give their power and strength unto the beast. These shall make war with the Lamb, and the Lamb shall overcome them, for he is Lord of lords and King of kings, and they that are with him are called and chosen and faithful. And he said unto me, the waters which thou sawest where the horse sitteth are peoples and multitudes. I hope this is kicking in, and nations and tongues. You name me any other country that have a United States of America, a united, where you got all nations, all tongues in one place. How can you have someone in America that's Vietnamese, or how can you have someone that's Pakistani fighting an American war? What kind of witchcraft and spell did they put on you? You're considered a traitor. How can you be, you see what I'm saying? That's how you know this is the place. And he saith unto me, the waters which thou sawest where the horse sitteth are peoples and multitudes and nations and tongues. This is the only country that have every nation and you can be a citizen easily. Every nation and tongue. America is the one that started that. And the 10 horns which thou sawest upon the beast, they shall hate the whore, because you took them, their people, and turned them into traitors. Hate the whore. That's where that term come from. If you can't beat them, you might as well join them. And shall make her desolate and naked, and shall eat her flesh and burn her with fire. For God hath put in their hearts to fulfill his will. So the Most High had put this in their heart to fulfill his will. But this is how you're going to do it. And to agree and give their kingdom unto the beast, until the words of God shall be fulfilled. And the woman which thou sawest is that great city that reigneth over the kings of the earth. Everybody knows that America reigns over every country. She has never seen fire. Never. And I'm talking about in the place. She has never seen fire. Never. There's not one news article you can bring up that shows America has been a city in America has been desolate by a missile from another country, or ever been taken down desolate by another country. What they do is blame certain things. They do implosions to make you believe that. They do implosions like the Twin Towers. That was an inside job. Then they come up with the movie Olympus Has Fallen. They did that. That stuff be that stuff be inside jobs, inward acts. So what I wanted to do is just bring out really just how we understand who Babylon is. It's America. Shalom.